welcome, welcome. We are so glad you're here. I'm Lisa Duerre, and I'm here with a fabulous, awesome, inspiring dear friend of mine, Dr. Catherine Sayo. And you are here at Heart to Heart Navigating Lipedema Together. Happy Monday, everybody. Hey, Catherine.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, everyone. It has been an eventful weekend, and I want to share it with you. But first, I want to just say, how was the Northern Lights, Lisa?
Oh, Catherine, it's so interesting when I think about the Northern Lights because one of the things, quite frankly, we went, right? I live in Oregon, so we could find a dark place with less light pollution. And with my naked eye, I couldn't see much. I saw little wisps of white. My husband could see a little bit of purple. And I thought, well, I'll take a picture and just see. I want to capture this for our family. And I took the picture, and it was so vibrant and bright and amazing. And I thought to myself, isn't it interesting that what I could see with my naked eye was so different than what my camera could pick up on? And I started thinking about lipedema. This is my life, lipedema, right? What do people see when they see our bodies? And what do we see when we see our bodies? And what if we could look at it with a curious lens or look at it through loving eyes, where you want to capture the moment? Because I wanted to capture that moment and, from love in my heart, like being with my family. And that's what happened for me with the Northern Lights. The vibrancy that the camera could catch was so different than my naked eye. And I really started thinking, how do I talk to myself? What do I believe about myself? What do other people think versus, what did the camera pick up? So that was my experience. I would love to hear other people's too, but did you see it or does this resonate with you? I'm hoping I'm making sense, but it
Oh,
was
you're making
fantastic.
perfect sense. One of the things that we have when we do the events is that the heart to heart is what's visible can't be seen with the naked eye.
Mm-hmm.
There's a wonderful quote from The Little Prince about that. We have it on one of our handouts, and it's wonderful. And it's like that there's something much deeper, and the camera can give you that in terms of the Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and I want to share a bit about my weekend because I mean, I say this every single time, but it's community for me. Community is my camera, if you will. It's how.
That's a mic drop. Hold on. I mean, if I could type it in right now, community is my camera because it's how other people see us, right? And they support us to see the vibrancy, not just the black and white images that we may see about ourselves.
Yeah.
Community is my camera. Catherine, we got to put that on our slides. That's awesome.
Okay, let's do that. It's just been such an eventful. So I've been talking a lot. I'm still sick, even though I'm much better. I am much better, but I'm still not where I need to be in order to feel my vibrant self.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mobility is impaired. I still have trouble breathing. Uh, anyway, a number of different things are still very present, and nobody can figure it out. So I have to say, many of you have heard me talk about Anita. Anita is my dear friend, my soul sister, one of our tribe members who went through a very difficult time. She had a pulmonary embolism. She's in her 80s. She had a pulmonary embolism and was, well, they said she was brain dead and they wanted to, I mean, thank God they were able, she coded in the ambulance and they were able to bring her back. And she was what they said was brain dead. Thank God for her husband, Rick, who is a saint, just an angel who insisted that they keep her. And she came out of it. Day 40, I think it was 40 or 42. I can never remember. But after being in a deep coma, and she found her way back. Not only she had to go through so many things. And I share this with you because her courageousness, her tenacity, her resilience was just remarkable. And she inspires me. She really inspires me. And so
She's actually here right now. She just said hi to you. I know you can't see it because you're talking about her, but
No. Is she
how
here?
oh, she's here. Yeah,
Oh,
Anita, we're so glad you're here. Look at that. So happy to see your smiling faces.
oh my God. Hi, Anita.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. She hasn't been able to get on because she was having computer
Well,
trouble.
she's on YouTube. So look at that. And Jeannie's
Oh my
here.
God. That's so
Yeah,
great.
Taravina, sing it. Karen, Kathleen, we're glad you're all here. And Anita, how cool for Catherine to be talking about you right here, and you're here. I love this so much.
Oh my God. That's wonderful. Oh, Anita, I'll call you later. Because I have more of my story. Because, well, a couple of things. So I'm I'm always trying to put order to it so that it makes sense. But I began to think, after having spent literally months and months and months going to all the specialists and having a lot of issues seeing all these doctors who know nothing or little about the lymphatic system. And I would say, I think it's my lymphatic system. I'm swollen. Look at my face. Look at my neck. I'm swollen. This is not fat. They look at me and they assume it's fat. And I'm like, no, this is swelling. This wasn't here before I had the problems with my lymphatic system. So, but they don't get it. And so I have a wonderful primary care. I'm going to get to the crux of it because there's lots more to the story. I'm going to have to do a webinar on this. But what happened is you guys know we have that wonderful directory. Our directory is just fabulous. It's been building over 10 years. And so somebody contacted me because she was in the directory and she left where she was and wanted another entry in the directory for her and the woman. The two of them are OTs. And here's the thing, instead of having people come to them, they are going to the patients. And as life would turn out, she's in my area that I'm moving to. So I had to go through this whole thing. And so they are coming, one of the two OTs are coming to once I move to my new place. So I had to go through this whole thing, of course, with my primary care because they take insurance. I mean, it's like a dream come true. It's a long story. What can I tell you? You guys know I'm a storyteller. And
Yeah, we're gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna let you catch your breath because there's people here who have no idea what you're talking about, and I want to bring them up to speed.
okay.
So Catherine has been navigating central lymphatic issues, and she's been a pioneer, just like with lipedema, bringing it to the community and talking about it. And part of this has to do with multiple surgeries, lots of swelling, and honestly, despair, frustration, anger, all of it. Because while she's been navigating lipedema for 10 plus years, this has been new. And I think one of the things that you're highlighting, Catherine, that's so important for people who don't know this story, because this is a live cast to multiple channels, is that when Catherine doesn't know something, she's going to figure it out. And so what you're experiencing from her right now is this passion, and there's an infusion of, I can tell you, I don't even know the story yet, but I know this energy. And this is like, oh my gosh, there's something happening. It's going to work. Look at this. There's a pathway for me now. And I think the thing that's so cool that you said is this provider directory that started over 10 years ago that is community fed through everyone saying, this is a good doctor, put them in here. People need to know about them. So what I'm hearing you say, and I'm hearing some beeps in the background, maybe we can turn those off. But what I'm hearing you say is not only do we have this directory, but someone was in it through a different practice, let's say, and now they're mobile and they reached out to you, and you're actually going to be working with a mobile provider. And that's mind blowing to me when we think about people feeling frustrated and stuck. But if we can all pour into the directory and those folks that are in there know that they can help us, now they're going mobile. I just want to make sure I'm hearing that right, Catherine.
Yep, they're going mobile.
Wow.
And not only that, because they're mobile and because I'm still in such a backlash from having had such severe issues with my lymphatic system, they're going to be able to come 2 to 3 times a week to do MLD, which is amazing because, for the kind of decongestion that I need an intensive period of that. So there's more. I just love the universe. Oh my God. And I love and again, I have to, thank Anita, because it's her example that has been so inspiring. Anyway, so I end up with the telemedicine with my primary care, who has been a dream. When she was trained by Dr. Carmody. When I went in and started to see her, she's gotten up to speed on so many things so quickly. Brilliant woman, brilliant. And so, she gets everything in place. We get, Medicare and Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and the whole thing is done. And, we go through some other things, and then she tells me she's leaving the practice, which means she's leaving. And of course, my first reaction was, all about me. And my second reaction was, she's going to MIT, which is my favorite place in the world. I'm such a nerd. I'm such a geek. I love it there. I have spent, it's around the corner from where I live. I've spent a lot of time there. I've taught there for a little bit. And anyway, and it's the perfect place for her, because the healthcare system is so broken. And I have wondered how she's been able to maintain her equanimity and her incredible patient centric care, because that's what she was. So she said to me, there's this doctor, and I want you to see this doctor, because I think he's going to be a good match. He's kind, he's wonderful, yada, yada, yada. So I started out by saying no, and then I said, okay, I'll give it a try. So after my appointment with her, I called to try and schedule an appointment with him. And they wouldn't let me schedule an appointment with him, because I still have a follow up with my primary care. She's not leaving till the end of the summer. And they refuse to let me see him. Her suggestion was, see him and then we'll talk about it. And couldn't happen. So I did my huffy puffy, let me speak to the medical director, who called me a couple of hours later, who also refused to schedule an appointment for me. And I'm like, and it's insurance. You can't have one primary care. I would have to officially leave my current primary care to get another appointment. You can see a specialist, but you can't see another internist. It's just so crazy. And I'm like, anyway, so I huffed, I puffed, I wrote I wrote a letter. I did all this stuff. And then I'm like, I've been here before. I know the drill. I know that something else is there. So I wake up in the middle of the night and I go online and I find an incredible practice where I'm moving within 6 minutes that does. Lisa and I have been doing a lot of research on concierge medicine. So, concierge medicine is where you basically have a membership in an investment, if you will, in a practice. And for that investment, you get seen whenever you need to be seen. You get a response by phone or by text or by telemedicine, and they're there for you. Your care is important. They follow you, they'll do whatever is needed. Well, it turns out that there's a practice 6 minutes from my new house. 6 minutes. I have to say that 6 times. 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, because it was going to take me 2.5 hours to come back to Boston to see anybody when I needed to see anybody. So I feel like the universe is guiding the path, and I am thrilled. I feel like, as Lisa and I have been looking at the benefits of concierge medicine, given the stories that we both have, and that mostly everybody has a story of trying to get medical care and medical support and not being supported or believed or so many other things. Lisa, can you add something to what I'm saying?
I think I'll do what I love to do as a facilitator. I'm going to summarize the key points there so it lands for folks, because not everybody knows your story, Catherine, and this story is really important. So a couple of things I heard you say is, when things are really hard, something else is at play. Like, not get stuck in the hardness or thinking like I'm not worthy or it's not important. Rather, look at what you can do. So you woke up in the middle of the night and just started, Googling as people do, and you found a solution that you couldn't see when you were just fighting against the medical director or the rules of the current system. I also heard you say you love this primary care doctor, and you could tell that in the current system she's in, she can't be at her best either. And so you saw this person prioritizing their well-being as well to do work that matters to them. And I think the third thing I heard you say was, not only is this all happening, but it's happening in a way that makes it easy for you to access now because of the 6 minutes. Because I think, especially with, we're talking about work so much here in this platform on this podcast, leaving to go to a doctor's appointment and they're not on time and it's only for 15 minutes and you're trying to get back to work and you want to get it all in, it's really stressful. So if you have a 6-minute commute now, that stress goes away, which also helps with the inflammation in your body. So I feel like there's multiple pathways of what you just said. And I think for anyone listening, and I want to bring in the voices here because we know we do this. Have you guys, who here has just had the door closed on him so much, and then all of a sudden when you relax into it and you trust there's something? My mom used to say, let the negatives guide. And I used to think, negatives guide, what the heck is that? But she's basically saying what you're talking about, Catherine, which is, it wasn't working. There's got to be another way. So if anyone's had that, it wasn't working, there must be another way experience, and you want to share your story, please do, because the community is filled with them. But at the end of the day, Catherine, what I'm so pleased about, and I work with you every day, is I can hear it in your voice. So I know there's a story coming out, but what I hear in your voice is so much enthusiasm, relief, hope, right? You don't have all the answers yet, but the pathway is opened up. And the other thing I heard you say that I really want to highlight is, if you get treatment for lipedema or lymphedema in Europe, it's my understanding that there's clinics and you can go for weeks at a time. You get MLD every day, the right types of food that help reduce inflammation. You get the bandaging, the wrapping, the medical support, the mental health support, rest. And what I'm hearing you say is like you're designing your own clinic experience in the US for yourself, meaning mobile coming to you, 6 minutes to the doctor. And that if you can dedicate that time, you can see what's possible, because you are swollen and people need to understand that to reduce that swelling. So let me know how I did.
You are number one, the best facilitator on the planet.
Why, thank you.
Without a doubt. So there's more, which is that Kelly and Jen and Leslin, we've been doing work on central lymphatics because we have been, severely challenged by it. And Leslin has been our guide. And they had talked about and seen someone named Dr. Perry Nicholson. So they had mentioned him, but we were doing so much of the Perrin work, and all of us were doing the Perrin work. And then Anita told me about work with Dr. Perry Nicholson, and I started that, and I am blown away, just blown away. It's like there are simple things. I say this all the time. There are simple things that we can do day by day, small micro actions that can make a huge difference. So I went to Dr. Perry's website, immediately signed up for his year-long program, and I'm scheduled now to learn lymphatic techniques that I can do on myself. Because what I finally realized, and this is what I realized that started the process with lipedema, is if I wait for someone else to do it, it's not going to happen. If I wait for some doctor to give me the answer, it's not happening. Thank God that Dr. Barlow, my current primary care, has been so supportive and allowing me to go in the direction that I feel intuitively. So we'll see. My experiment. We'll see by September if the swelling goes down. I have been dealing with this my whole body, but my face and my neck and my head and my whole chest and upper area. It's just been amazing. I mean, if I didn't know better, I would swear that I was eating cookies 24/7 because of that level of swelling. But anyway,
Yeah.
good. And I want to talk about I want to bring forward what you said about the Northern Lights, because I think it fits in perfectly, which is here's this amazing, amazing array. The pictures you sent me were stunningly gorgeous. In fact, I'll bring them up when you start talking, but you can't see them with the naked eye. And the same thing about so much of what goes on for us with lymphatic, our lymphatic structures, what's going on with lipedema and lymphedema. All you see is the result of it. And you just have to listen to your body and begin to recognize and observe what's going on. And I think that for me was a major difference. And the reason Lisa's right, I'm feeling a sense of direction that I have not felt for 2 years. This has been going on since the fall of 2022. And it's not quite 2 years, but it feels like it's an eternity. And I finally, finally, finally took hold of the reins again. And I am now in charge of my own health care. And I'm so happy for Dr. Barlow. She's going to be a primary care physician at MIT. I'm like, oh my God, you get to hang out with all the nerds. You'll be in heaven.
That's like your favorite place, you know? Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, one thing you said that I think I want a presence for everyone is you said Kelly, Jen, and Leslin. And I want to explain who those folks are for people who don't know. So Leslin is Dr. Leslin Keith. She's the director of research and board president at Lipedema Project. She is the leading author on the case definition research paper for lipedema and so much more. Our community hears from her a lot. And I think one of the things that's so cool is that you guys are defining this together, Catherine, like with Dr. Leslin Keith, right? Then you have Kelly and Jen Bell. And Kelly is such an advocate for lymphatic awareness, especially central lymphatics, that I think what you four are doing is changing the landscape for this next piece, right? You already took on lipedema 10 plus years ago, and now you're in the space of looking at central lymphatics as well. And many people are like, what? What's going on here, right? Because it's never talked about. And what's happening in our community, in our heart-to-heart events, and our tribe memberships, and our Facebook lives, is people are like, oh my gosh, thank you for bringing this up. So again, I see you as a pioneer in this space, Catherine. And I really, really deeply appreciate the vulnerability in which, you know, you've been doing lives from bed. You've been laying sideways. You've been trying to drain your lymphatics. You've been telling people it's hard. And I think that is a heart-to-heart conversation. You bring your heart every time and you say, you know, let's look beyond and let's look underneath, even when you don't have the answer.
Mhm.
And so I think it's just really important that we're presencing it today, because there are people with central lymphatic issues that don't know it. And there are people that are swollen and think they're fat themselves, because that was me. When my legs started getting bigger and bigger, I was like, I'm not eating cookies all day. What is this? But I didn't realize it was fluid. I didn't realize I had transitioned from lipedema to lymphedema in my legs. And I was looking at the northern lights with the naked eye, just big legs. Right. And so I just think, I just want to say thank you for being a pioneer in this space as well. And I want to make sure people know who those folks are so that when they see them or they hear about them, they know more. And when you say Dr. Perrin, he has a Perrin technique, which is to help central lymphatics. And when you say Dr. Perry Nicholson, he has a program, I think it's called Lymphatic Mojo, and we can follow him too. So I just want to complete sentences for people who are listening, because while it's a heart to heart, I want people to know where we're going with it. And yeah.
I'm gonna take a risk. I mean, this is very risky, but from every cell of my being, I feel like awareness happens outside of time. It's like, boom. And I feel like that's what's happened in my understanding about the lymphatic system. I feel like, boom. And now it's going to make itself manifest over the next 6 months or a year or however long it takes. So we'll see. So this was risky, but what the hell?
What part was risky? Saying the boom part? What do you mean?
Yeah, saying that I think I found an answer.
Oh, I know that. Dude, when I found lipedema and found you, I had the boom. I mean, I think everybody who's watched the documentary goes, oh, okay, now what? Right? Like there's a whole boom that happens because it makes sense. So what I'll say to you is whether it's risky or not, I feel like you're like, oh, it's making sense now.
Yeah.
Right. It's all okay. Now that's exactly how I felt when I figured that's why you couldn't shut me up. That's why, hey, we're here right now because I had a boom.
Yeah.
Boom. I saw pictures. Those are my legs. Yeah. Boom. I saw patients going, it hurts and I bruise and I don't understand it. Nobody believes me. So I think you're just, again, the pioneer that you are. I always like to call you the original heart guide. So like, thank you for showing that to us today.
Yeah, I've been so excited all weekend. And there's more. I'll just say there'll be lots more to talk about in the next period of time, but we made major progress on our article and the book this weekend.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But that all comes down the road in June. We'll be doing a lot of work on it in June.
Yeah. Hey, Gail, do you see? Oh, here we go. Here comes, I was going to say, do we have a comment to bring some voices in? So Anita says, right on, Catherine, belief. I believe in my body and its ability to heal and its desire to heal. And when the pathway is recognized, we have arrived home.
Oh,
how's that feel?
So beautiful. Oh, Anita, that's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Anita, I appreciate the all caps too, because that helps me read it. Thank you for that. Like where to highlight. Yeah. Anything else in there, Gail, you want to bring up just to put some voices in here while we've been sharing this journey together? It's hard for me to read on the side, but we've got Doreen's here from Pennsylvania. Margaret. Oh, there's Anita saying, you've been an inspiration for me for more than 10 years, dear Catherine. Indeed.
That's the good thing about community. We hold each other. Really.
Yep. And Juanetta, I hope I say this right. See the NUCA system of care at South Central Foundation. It's not lipedema specific, but an example of comprehensive care moving toward wellness care. It's part of the Indian Health Service. Oh, thanks, Juanetta. We'll check that out. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the question for you all today. Where are you potentially not seeing the multifaceted, beautiful being that you are? Where are you seeing with the naked eye just a glimmer of light in the night sky? And how might you see the multifaceted, beautiful array of colors that is your body and your soul and your body living with lipedema? Because I invite you to, as Catherine said, community is your camera. How might you use community, use the tribe here, Lipedema Simplified, to amplify your beautiful solar beings? Because you're way more faceted than the black and white muted images that I saw in the sky on Saturday night. I think you are the multicolored version. Catherine, how would you like to wrap it up today? Final thoughts?
I'm one that always starts with and ends with gratitude. I as hard as it gets, as insurmountable as it seems, there's always a path. There's always a way. And invariably, that way is in supporting one another. I see it again and again and again and again. And I'm so grateful for you, those of you who are here. Thank you for emails and texts. And I am especially grateful for my partner, Lisa Duerre. It has been so wonderful to work together.
Oh, Catherine, I am so grateful for you as well. I'll wrap it up and just say, Anita, we're glad you're here. Thank you for inspiring our friend Catherine into this next phase, because Catherine inspires so many, including me, every day. Catherine, it's a joy to work with you. I love that we can have these heart to hearts on Mondays with the community. I can't wait for Lipedema Awareness Month so we can be grateful in person. More to follow. We are holding in-person meetups all around at our heart to heart tribe circles. And for now, I just want to end with my gratitude for you, Catherine. I'm so glad you're feeling hopeful. I'm so glad it's becoming clear. And if it weren't for that directory, you may not be getting mobile support right now. So I'm grateful for the directory. Yeah.
I'm like blown away. Covered by insurance, approved within an hour. Just amazing.
Yeah.
It's possible. Do not ever give up hope. It's possible. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Catherine. Thank you for tuning in. And if you like, share, and comment on this, it'll help us with our reach. Appreciate you all being here. We can't wait to see you till next week.